Hey guys, Chief Casey here. So I want to do my first story video. About a year ago now, I went to one of my first big furry conventions, Anthro, New England. But unfortunately, I was only able to go for just one day, and I only went on Sunday. And this is my story about how I got there because it was kind of a little crazy. So that weekend, Minty and I had gone to a mermaid convention. We decided to go to that one because it was only about 45 minutes away compared to A&E, which is all the way up in Boston, which is about a 8-hour drive from us. And we didn't really have a great time. So we decided Minty kind of joked to me. She was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we just drove all night and went to Anthro, New England? And I was just like, let's freaking do it. And so for the 45-minute drive back home, she was just like, no, wait, are we seriously doing this? And I was, yes, we are 100% doing this. I've always wanted to go on a spontaneous trip, and I was just like, this is my moment. I want to do this. And so we got home, we packed up all our bags in less than an hour, and we got in the car, we took a selfie to begin our trip, and then we set up on the road. And it was quite a trip. We didn't even leave our house on Saturday night at about, I want to say it was about 10:30ish. And like I said, it's an 8 to 9 hour drive to Anthro, New England from where we live. So we got in the car at about 10:30, and we got all the way up to just past New York City. And at this point, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was dying because, again, we had been up all day, and we were at a totally different convention. And so I had to pull off on the side of the road, and I took a 2-3 hour nap because I was about ready to just fall asleep at the wheel. I was like, okay, I need to pull over. This is unsafe. Never drive when you're about ready to pass out. If you're that tired, pull over, please. Or if you have somebody else who can drive in the car, let them drive. Just drive safely. Because if I had continued driving, I could have potentially fallen asleep at the wheel and we could have crashed. But anyways, so after I woke up, we got going and started driving, and it was like a monsoon. My car, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so I hadn't been able to replace my tires in a while, and they were starting to look like race car tires. They were flat. They were not very good for the rain. And oh boy, it was quite scary driving through this monsoon and our car just fishtailing back and forth. It was insane. And finally, we made it to the convention, and it was about, I think by that point, it was 3 o'clock, and it was about 8:30 in the morning. We checked into the hotel, we got upstairs, we put all of our stuff in there, and I wanted to just collapse and go to bed right there and then, because I'd only gotten 2 hours of sleep that night. But obviously we were here at the con and we wanted to experience it, so we just went out. And one of the first things I did was I knew I wanted to meet one of the people that helped get me into the furry fandom, Gail Frostbane. And so I went out of my hotel room, I went down to wander around, and I happened to see her down in the lobby talking to some people. And I got to go up there and talk to her, and that's the first time I ever met her. We chit-chatted for just a hot second. And I told her what I had been through, and exchanged hugs, and it was just getting there and being able to meet her. That already had made my trip. I could have gone back to sleep then, and I would have been happy. But that wasn't it. No, that was only the beginning of the day, obviously. So there were a couple different events that were going on throughout the day, and we had some fun. We going and walking through the vendor hall after we registered, and one of the first events that I remember going to was the dance class, the animations class by Strobes, and I got there a little late, I think about 10 minutes late or so, but being able to learn from Strobes how to dance, is a big reason why I am now so passionate about learning how to dance. He did a really good job teaching the fundamentals of what he was trying to teach and animations in that class. And yeah, I have so much love and appreciation for Strobes for teaching that class. And I know he's teaching it again this year at Anthro, New England. And so, but the biggest event from that weekend that I still remember and that I'm looking forward to again this year was the Kaiju Clash. In case you don't know, one of the most memorable things from that convention was the Kaiju Clash panel. I was able to record a video from that panel, which you can see here. And that panel was just crazy. It started out, they were trying to give us little control things to like control the good monster fighting the bad monster, and it didn't seem to be going too well. So then they just had, it was basically WrestleMania, where there was the evil kaiju that would come in and start wrecking stuff, and then the good kaiju that would come in and try to stop the bad kaiju. And oh my gosh, that panel was so hype. It started with maybe like 20 people in the room, and by the end of it, there was about 100 people in that room just being so like loud and excited for this panel. And it just, meeting her, taking that dance class, the Kaiju Clash, and then that whole drive there, that whole trip was just magical. And now I'm going to Anthro, New England again this year in just under 2 weeks from now, and I'm looking forward to finally be able to experience the full weekend. I had the time of my life with just one day of convention, and now I'm going to be able to be there for the whole weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. So if you're going to Anthro, New England, let me know, and let me know what other conventions you're going to this year. For any of you guys who are watching this video, I hope to see all of y'all at some point and say hi. If you see me, come up, give me a hug. I'd love to meet anybody who watches this stuff. And yeah, so this is my first story time video. Let me know what you thought, and hopefully down the road I'll have some more stories to tell. I love you guys. Peace and love.